Okay, this is People of the State of Michigan versus Alexander Ramirez Figueredo, docket numbers 20-371FC and 20-372FH. This is the time set for sentencing following a guilty plea in district court. And Mr. Ramirez Figueredo, I know you previously signed a paper saying you were okay with doing the sentencing from the jail on Zoom. Would you just confirm for me now that you're still okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then Mr. Ramirez Figueredo, you were convicted of possession with intent to deliver less than 50 grams of cocaine in one of these files. That's a felony punishable by up to 20 years in prison. And then on the other file, unlawful imprisonment, a felony punishable by up to 15 years in prison. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and you are represented by Mr. Tamal. And Mr. Tamal, I know you've had a chance to review the pre-sentence report with your client, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'll just go through the corrections that you and the prosecutor agreed upon in advance and warned me about, and I've already made those. On the face sheet, under plea agreement, I have added where it says docket 371, plea to count 4, dismiss counts 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6, and Killebrew, and I added to a fixed term of, and then it picks up with 1 year in the county jail. And then at the end of that section on plea agreement for the second case, I added and concurrent with docket number 20-371FC. You can jump in and correct me anytime if I got anything wrong here. I won't change the next page, that's just their recommendation. Then under evaluation and plan, on the second line, it says there is a Killebrew agreement for, and I added a fixed before the words 1 year in the county jail. And then also on the third to last line, I added that term, or I added the phrase, there is a sentencing agreement for a fixed term of 1 year in the county jail to run concurrent with docket 20-371FC. And then on page, the next page, under recommendation, it says the sentencing guidelines are 43 to 86. I believe there was previously agreed upon corrections, and so I changed that to 29 to 57. And then the next page after that, there's just a word left out in the second paragraph. It's not the second full paragraph, just the second paragraph. It should say the defendant threatened to kill. They left out the word defendant. And that was all of the PSI changes that were agreed upon in advance. Do you want to correct me on any of those, Mr. Tamal, or do you have any additional corrections?
Well, we should correct the SIR then.
The BIR? Or the SIR? I'm going to get to that, yeah.
Yes, nothing, we're all good so far.
Okay. And the people are in agreement with those changes, and do you have any others?
Yes, Your Honor, the people are in agreement, and no, there are no others.
Okay, then turning to the SIR, the agreed upon change was OV13. This is on the unlawful imprisonment SIR. OV13, I changed from 25 to 0, which brought the total OVs from 45 to 20. That dropped it from a level 4 to a level 2. And the guideline range of E2 is 29 to 57. Have I stated that correctly?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, no other objections to the scoring, correct?
That's correct.
That's correct.
All right, then if everything is correct and in order, Ms. Johnson, I did give an opportunity if there was a victim who wished to be heard, and is there?
Your Honor, I don't believe there is. I when I spoke with her prior to the plea agreement, she indicated she did not want to be heard. And I did reach out to her via phone last week and was unable to reach her. So no, I don't believe she wants to be heard.
All right, thank you. Ms. Johnson, do the people wish to be heard?
Your Honor, I just ask that you follow the Killebrew agreement.
All right, thank you. Mr. Tamal?
Your Honor, this is an unusual case. I likewise asked the court to follow the agreement. 12 months fixed in the county jail, concurrent, no probation. Thank you.
And Mr. Ramirez Figueredo, is there anything that you wish to say?
Thank you for everything, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, was that no?
Oh, I said thank you for everything. I mean, you know, my lawyer did a good job. Thank you, and I apologize for this call, for bringing all this trouble.
All right, thank you. Well, the Killebrew agreement is, of course, below the guidelines on this one case, but having read the PSI, I understand the reasons for that, and I think it's in the interest of justice, and I will follow it, of course, and sentence you, Mr. Ramirez Figueredo, to a concurrent term of 365 days in jail on each of these files, and you get credit on each one for 111 days already served. I have to assess a separate crime victims fund of $130 on each one, and a separate state cost of $68 on each one. I'm waiving attorney fees because I don't think Mr. Ramirez Figueredo would ever be in a position in any foreseeable future to pay. But I am assessing costs on each file in the amount of $250 based on the State Court Administrative Office calculated average cost of a criminal case in Ingham County. And Mr. Ramirez Figueredo, you have the right to file an application for leave to appeal your conviction and your sentence in this matter. You're entitled to an attorney at public expense to assist you in doing that. If you're making a request for one, you have to make it within 42 days of today's date. Do you see a paper called appellate rights or something like that, Mr. Ramirez Figueredo, that should be there?
Yes, ma'am, right here.
Okay, so you'll acknowledge having received that then?
Yeah, I was reading them before you guys get there.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Then you've received your appellate rights, and that will conclude our sentencing hearing.
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
Thank you, Your
Sir,
Honor.
you can tell them at the jail that you're all set there.
All right, thank you.
Okay? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.